recently there was an interview with Clifton Powell. He's an actor. Some of y'all may know him as Pinky from Friday, and he's played in a lot of like black movies. He's like well known. I'm showing a picture if you're not looking at it. This is him on the screen. He said that at 70, he's just now learning how to love. And one of the guys on the panel asked him, when did he become monogamous? And he said today, which means he still doesn't know how to be monogamous to women. And a lot of y'all may not know, I don't think that monogamy is natural, but I do believe that if you decide you want to be in a committed relationship with one woman and they think that you're just with them, that you should hold to that promise and you should be monogamous. I believe if you don't want to be monogamous, you don't have to, but you need to stay out of relationships and you need to be honest with people about it. So recently he said that he's just now learning how to love at 70 and the internet is going off. And I feel this is a lot of men. I feel like he's lying even right now when he says that. I feel like he still doesn't know how to love, and everybody thinks that love is an action. I don't think love is an action. I just think love is a state of being. Because I know women who love their husbands and love their sons and will still let them go. But love is not toxic. Love is not trying to force men like Clifton to be better and to be monogamous and to do what you want them to do. Love just is. Love is like saying, I love you enough and I love myself enough that I'm going to let you go to do what you need to do for yourself, and so you won't ruin me. Women need to know that love is not holding on to men like Clifton Powell and trying to get them to feel the way you do about them. It's letting them go and loving yourself more. I don't think it's an action. I just think it's a state of being. So I don't know if I explained that right, but let's get into what Clifton Powell said and we can talk about it a little bit more in a little bit. I'll be right back.
From a whole nother era than any of you Negroes is talking about. And I'm not saying I'm right, but most of this was laid on our parents.
Yeah.
My father was born in 1915. His grandparents were slaves. So it's not your mother's fault. It's not your father's fault. It's not your fault. We were born into 450 years of post-slavery PTSD. I am 69, be 70 in March. I've just learned how to love. Our parents didn't know how to love. Their parents didn't know how to love. And if I could say anybody maybe had an edge, it was the women. That's why I celebrate black women. I live with a psychiatrist, forensics detective, gangster, loving, who's just been patient with me to teach me how to love. I called my buddy, man. I said, I'm fucking up, bro, really bad. So I never been monogamous. So I don't fucking know
What age did you become monogamous?
Today. We don't talk about dopamine being in a pleasant center of the brain. Oxytocin is called the cuddle hormone. So a lot of times we're just talking in generalities. A counselor is gonna get inside of this from a real scientific perspective. So when I hurt my girl, which I've done over and over, and I commend her for even being with me, I called one of my partners who was brilliant. He said, when you hurt somebody, where you leave them is where they stay. So I think our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, our people that raised us, it all comes from out of all of that.
One thing that I just want to talk about, accountability, like, yes, we can talk about what our families did to us, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired. Everybody.
So I hear a lot of people saying that black women are tired, and I do believe that to be true for a lot of black women, but I don't think that black women are tired enough. And I'm saying that based on my own personal experience of being online and listening to black women and how they still adore and love black men and how they still say, I only want a black man. I see it in my everyday life with just women around me or that I know. They're not tired enough. I've seen women who have been through 5, 6, 7, 8 bad relationships, and they still have hope to find that one good man, that one man that's different, the one that's going to love them and that they can give their love to. Because black women have a lot of love to give, a lot. And even though they've been beat up, they still want to give it. So black women aren't tired enough.
People have talked about going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need.
They can't just be agreeable and say, yeah, as a collective, this is what we need to do. They have to be disagreeable and combative all the time, especially if it's a gay man like this man right here telling them the truth.
Take that upon
let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
Can
love.
I say one more thing? No, I have to say
Okay.
this, because another thing that happens is, too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by
It's
this.
all right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me, and that's what a lot of women have issues with.
Because I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said,
listen to
I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Don't overtalk
I'm
me.
gonna fucking overtalk you
I'm
because
good,
you're talking out
but you're not gonna disrespect
You don't know
me.
what the fuck you talking
Oh, I
about.
am. I do.
Love at 60,
I do.
bro. You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh, I do.
Because you can't
I
fix
do.
no shit.
I
You don't
do.
know it, nigga.
I do. I'm good.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Fuck out of here. You can't tell me what the fuck I'm living, nigga. You cannot fix no shit that you don't even know is happening. Let's get to the truth of this shit. You can't fix no shit unless you meet somebody on another level to help you elevate to understand. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't fix some shit that you don't know about, bro. And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loving all this time.
Truth hurts. That's all I'm going to say is truth hurts. Why do y'all think that he said that his mom had an edge when it came to love? Who do y'all think was his example of love? Do you think it was his mom who stayed in the house, who took care of him, cooked for him, cleaned for him, did what she had to do for him to survive? Or do you think it was his dad who was probably cheating with every woman on the block, had kids across town, kids in the neighborhood, siblings? He probably had siblings that he didn't know. His dad was probably putting hands on his mom. He blew up on this man for telling the truth because he knows that he could have did better and just chose not to. They don't want to take accountability, and that's why they get so mad. You were taught love. You didn't see your mom. I guarantee you most people did not see their mom putting hands on their dad 70 years ago. They didn't see their mom cheating and making families outside of the home 70 years ago. I guarantee you that their mom was the one that was raising them when their dad was out doing all of this. So when they say that they didn't have examples of love and how to treat people, they did. They just didn't want to use their mom as an example. They looked to their dad for that example. They looked to other men. So men are passing on these toxic traits. But when he talks, he's like, black women didn't know how to love. No, black women knew how to love. Black women just didn't know how to love themselves like they're doing now in 2026. They knew how to give their love out to everybody else, even that man that was doing them wrong. She was forced to be in that situation, but a lot of black women still love those men, even though they didn't have freedom. A lot of those women would have killed that man if they had a chance, and some of them probably did, but some of those women actually loved those men regardless of how those men were treating them, and wouldn't leave even if they did have a chance. And I know that because there's women still 70 years later that are still doing it. Even though they have freedom and they can go where they want to go, some women are still staying when men put their hands on them and cheat and have outside babies and do all that. Some women today still don't have the resources to leave like they want to, but even the ones that do, some of them can leave. They give men ample opportunities, a lot of opportunities. Look at Cardi B. Look at Cardi B. She gave her ex so many opportunities, had 3 kids by him, and he was just treating her bad, and she had the resources. So black women, well, Cardi isn't black. This is just women in general, but we're talking about black women because we're black. But I don't think anybody has an excuse to say, I didn't know any better. I am not saying that black women were perfect. Black women were, of course, damaged in a lot of ways. But in many ways, black women were their example of love. And he even admitted it. If he was to look up to anybody, he would say it was black women. Because black women treated him good. From the time he was a child, his aunts and aunties and mom took care of him and treated him good. I see it in black families. the women gather around the boys, no matter how bad the boys are. They could be no good. Women celebrate these men getting out of prison. Women will tell other women to stay with them when these men are dogging them out and having kids, outside babies, and cheating on them. Other women will ride for these men. So women have been too good to these men. And that's a problem. That's a problem within itself. So it's a lie that women didn't know. Well, like I said, women didn't know how to love themselves. So a couple of years back, I remember seeing that Clifton Powell Jr., his son, is dating Sasha Obama. I don't know if they're still together, but when he was asked about his son dating Sasha Obama, this is what he had to say.
I ask you about this. So there's been a rumor that your son, Cliff Powell Jr., is dating Obama's daughter, Sasha, man. Tell us more about that. Did he come to you for any advice? Like, what's that look like?
That's amazing because, they've been going out for about a year and it just hit the press, right? So it has helped me talk to Clifton about how to handle Sasha Obama because we love the Obamas. But Mr. Obama has a daughter that's dating my son, and I have an opportunity and a responsibility to make my son responsible, gentle, kind, loving, and supportive, the things that I did not get taught. So I text him all the time, and I said, treat Sasha like you would want somebody to treat your daughter.
So I don't know why anyone would have to teach anyone how to handle a woman like she's an animal. I don't think Sasha is an animal, and I'm pretty sure she knows how to handle herself. Her daddy was the president for long enough time for her to know how to handle herself, even as a child. And do y'all really think that a man like Clifton Powell can teach their son anything? Like, he can try to teach his son to do better than what he did, but do you not think that his son grew up seeing how he treated women? It's like, do as I say, not as I do. Like, I don't think that works. I don't think that works. I could be wrong, but y'all let me know. His son is a grown man, and his son is going to do what he's going to do, especially in this world where most men think like Clifton. So he waits till he gets 70 to teach his son to do right. But his son has been infiltrated with like men who think like him on a daily basis in Hollywood, in his everyday life. And now you're just trying to all of a sudden tell him to do better.
First, let's understand something. You have one man here talking. Okay? The other one, you make your choice. Okay? I'm not going to get in here and say nothing to nobody. But let's understand that you have two different age groups that don't understand each other, don't want to understand each other. And nobody wants to listen to anybody. You got the older ones don't want to listen to the younger one don't want to listen to the older one. And
wrong. The younger ones have been listening to the older ones forever. And where has it gotten them? Nowhere. Just repeated toxic cycles. Age is nothing but a number, and the older ones need to start listening to the younger ones if they are speaking with wisdom. There's nothing wrong with older people listening to younger people, but that's men like Clifton, that's their problem. They think that they're older and they know everything, and younger people can't teach them anything, or women can't teach them anything, and that's the problem.
This is where our failure starts at, okay? Mostly with the disrespect. One thing about an older man, he's not going to tolerate disrespect from nobody.
Because he's emotional and egotistical. Correction and disrespect are two different things.
And this other one right here, okay? I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to start no nonsense. But this other one right here, he just nasty, okay? He being rude to Pinky, okay? I don't have time. This is some foolishness that they put on social media because they want you to see that, oh, black men can't function, okay? But let's understand, it needs to be black men, okay? Black men can function. But when you get in here and you throw fruit or balloons in here, now we have a problem. Because this is where the disconnect is truly at. Okay, this is why you see them going back and forth, because you cannot have a straight man talk to a man of the rainbow community. It's not going to work.
So because he's gay, you can't listen to the truth. Like I've said before, they're not going to listen to anybody. So black women need to just stop worrying. If this was a straight man, they'd be like, "Oh, you a simp, you a panderer." That's what they would do. That's what they are doing online when straight men say the same thing as gay men. That is what they're doing. They're not going to listen to a woman at all. So that's out of the question. So nobody can correct them. If nobody can correct you except the men that have power, and they can only correct you by putting you in prison or taking you out or putting you in slavery, that's a problem.
They're not going to seek common ground, especially in the different age brackets. You understand? But they trying to dog walk Pinky, okay? And Pinky is trying to hold the ground.
This is an old pygmy that somebody showed how to use the internet. She's still trying to get picked by men like Pinky.
Halfway through this Black Men Trust Black Women Roundtable, presented by Sister Song on YouTube. First of all, I appreciate, is it consciously? I hope I'm saying that right. Because everybody and the mama on that table talked about, how now they were talking about reproductive rights at first, and they're like, yeah, now being a father this and being a father this and being a father this. And Conscious was like, y'all keep doing this, your respectful women, when it's attached to like your mom, your sister, your wife. Before you got married, before you were a father, how were you looking at them? Clock it. And then Joseph, oh my boy. Clifton Powell got all the reasons in the world why he ain't shit. He just now learning to love at 69 or 70. And he need black women to teach him. And Joseph was like, no, baby, black women tired of this shit. At some point, you got to take accountability. And that's when Clifton Powell got all hot and bothered. I don't know who Joseph is, but Joseph, you ate down. I'm only about 52 minutes in. And you already talking with some sense, so I like you. Consciously, you talked with some sense earlier. I like you. Everybody's motherfuckers talk about, yeah, I just became monogamous. I had to go to therapy. You need to sometimes listen to the white person. No. See, now, null and void. What do you mean you need to listen to a white person? Glad Kendrick Sampson was like, oh, hold on, it don't gotta be a white person. Like, just get an alternate perspective. Yeah, I don't know why Clifton Powell popping up. And I'm so glad Joseph Irving, didn't back down. Yeah, definitely go watch it. It's definitely an interesting watch.
One of the things that I like to talk to women about, and men. Men have a hormone inside of their brain called dopamine. It's in the pleasure center of your brain.
Women have dopamine too.
And that's drugs, sex, gambling, smoking, partying, and rock and roll. And it's very difficult because women have a hormone in their brain called oxytocin, which is the cuddle hormone.
Men have oxytocin too, sir. It's like, y'all, they really don't know that they come from us. So they are like a lesser version of us. They are XY chromosome. The Y is a broken X of the woman, which is why they have useless nipples. But they can walk around in public with their useless nipples, and we can't. We'll get arrested for indecent exposure. They have a elongated clit because they come from us. Their penis is a elongated clitoris, for y'all that don't know. It is. Everything they have is because of us. They have belly buttons because they came from us. We had to feed them and keep them alive for 10 months. They are a lesser version of a female. They are a male. They are missing some stuff. Some chromosomes, half of a chromosome. So I know that men and women don't think the same. We don't really think the same at all. But unless you're like brainwashed by the patriarchy, a lot of women do think like men because they've been trained to do that.
Intimacy is personal for women. It's emotional. It's not personal for men unless you fall in love.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta keep stopping because he's just regurgitating stuff that he heard. Emotion, like intimacy, like sex, is not personal for all women. Some women are hoes and just sleep with men just like men do. Quite a few. Women do that too, and they don't get attached. And that's why they do it, because they don't want to form bonds and attachment. They just bounce from peen to peen. Like, everybody has been lied to. Even women go around repeating this stuff. Some women don't care about y'all either. Some women do just want to feel good. And some women don't care that y'all call them hoes. They will be a hoe because most women know that y'all like hoes anyway. Y'all try to shame women for being hoes, but y'all love hoes.
Someone. But I wasn't a good husband. Men are not monogamous. Women will never want to believe that, not because
Men don't fall in love, women are love, and women aren't naturally monogamous either. Men don't want to believe that either, so I guess we just don't believe each other.
but because we have dopamine in our brain. And then when you put entertainer on top of it, popular, famous, however you want to consider me, it comes with a lot of outside attention, especially from women.
So men like Clifton say reckless stuff all the time, and they like to give women advice, and it's a lot of silly women out here who like to listen to them. So here is an interview that Clifton also gave, and he's talking about how women are more monogamous than men, I guess. But women, I think, have more self-control when it comes to cheating. Like I said, I don't think women or men are monogamous. Men just want women to believe that men aren't capable. They're not capable and they can't be single. I mean, they can't be monogamous. They want women to believe that it's in their nature to cheat. And I don't think it's in their nature to cheat. I do think it's in their nature to have sex, just like it's in women's nature to have sex. Like, it's just people lack self-control. People lack integrity. People don't know how to keep their promises. That is the issue. Nobody's saying that men have to be monogamous. We're saying don't get into a relationship and have that woman thinking that you're monogamous and that you only want her. But men are not going to stop doing that because they love the game of it all. They like the trickery of it all. It excites them to have a woman thinking that she's the only one and getting to cheat. They love that. I think they get a dopamine rush from cheating. I think they love that. That's why they can't just be honest. They know that is not going to work. A lot of women aren't going to go for that. And it is some women that will. It's just going to be harder to find those women who don't care, who have low self-esteem, and who aren't scared of like catching something. Like, it's going to be harder, but they're out there. So I don't know. I hate when men try to talk to women and try to convince women that, oh, men need more sex or can't be monogamous. No, they can be monogamous. It is possible. Is it natural? Like I said, no, but it is possible.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Nothing. Black men suck.
They're
bad. They cheat. They don't care. I'm with the white boys.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Nothing.
Why is that?
I don't like black men. Not very many meet my standard.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Nothing.
I don't think you guys are aware of how bad you're losing. Yeah? You're losing really, really bad. You understand? And when I say that you're losing the women who know their self-worth.
I don't know, y'all. I just don't feel like women that know their worth will just jump from one race to another or jump out of the frying pan into the pot. I just don't feel that way. I feel like these women are still male-centered, and that's because they don't know their self-worth.
Losing the women who can help you become a better man. You're losing the women who can help you multiply what you've already accomplished. You're losing those women. And I mean, you're losing them at a very fast rate. I mean, you're losing them like rapidly. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I just really don't think you guys understand. You understand? And you know who you're losing them to? White men. Yeah. White men. Yeah. The white men are coming in and they are showing up. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but they are taking over. I mean, they are treating these black women like queens. I mean, they're coming into their lives. They're taking them to 5-star restaurants or just nice restaurants. They're, taking them on exclusive trips or just trips. You understand? They're just showing up. They're just really showing black women, I want to be in a relationship. They want a title to the relationship. They want, a home. They want families. They want children. They want to establish real relationships with these black women. Yeah. And you guys are losing to them rapidly. Because Unfortunately, you guys don't want any accountability when it comes to a relationship. You guys don't want to take your women out. You don't want to do anything special. You just want to come into her life, have sex, dump a kid in her, and leave her. You understand? That's not what white men are doing. White men are coming in, and then in the next few minutes, they're proposing, they're married, starting families, purchasing homes, just doing all things that a woman wants in their relationship. And you guys are not doing that. No accountability. And as a result, women who know their self-worth, they are over it. They have no desire for a black man. They are out here literally looking for white men. Oh my God. Can you believe that? They don't even want the black man anymore. Guys, you all are losing, and you're losing bad. Really bad. So I just wanted to come on, you understand? Because I know you guys love to say, oh, Natalie Paris is so shady. But I just really wanted to come on to let you know the severity of what's happening with your women. They don't want you guys anymore.
Oh, yeah, this is happening. Do I recommend it or agree with it? No, I don't. But it is happening more. I just want black women who feel this way, that they want to date out and go try white men. I want you to just be cautious. And also be indifferent with them. Be very, very cautious, because a man is a man is a man. There are white women online all day long telling you that they are the same man. They do the same things, but on a larger scale, because they have power and money, and they're able to get away with it. We're in America 2026. We see what white men are getting away with right now, and everybody's just watching globally and doing nothing. So yeah, the ones you're dating probably don't have that much power, but you know, they're just a different skin color, and that is it, and a different level of power because of their resources that they stole from everybody. So y'all, if this is the mindset you're in, is not a recommendation of mine. I'm not telling you not to do it. You know, if you think that's where you can find love, go ahead. I personally think that black women are love. We are love. We've proven it from the beginning of time that we are love. We got thrown off a little bit with the creation, not a little bit, a lot, with the creation of patriarchy. We didn't know how to center that love and give it to ourselves, but we're learning now, and I hope y'all continue to learn that. But I truly believe that black women are the embodiment of love. No matter, I know we have our faults and our differences and our problems, but overall, I do believe that. I do believe that we are the creators of all mankind, and I believe love originates from us.
Smarter when we listen to black women, not because all black women are right, but because all black women deserve to be heard.
They'll sit around and have panels like this and say they need to listen to black women, but we know it's not going to happen. Like I've been online over 20 years, and black men don't listen to black women. Black men are not going to listen to gay men because they are too much like black women, and they see them as feminine and somebody that they shouldn't listen to. Anybody who doesn't listen to truth, I don't like being around anyway. I don't care who the truth is coming from. If it's the truth, it's the truth to me. To me, if you reject the truth coming from all parties, because I think black men reject truth coming from anybody, even a straight man, feel like they have reprobate minds. I really feel like these are the people that the Bible is talking about. And MAGA, the men in MAGA and the women in MAGA, I think that they are people with reprobate minds who you're not going to be able to get to. So that's what I have to say about that.
Main theme is trusting black women, but how do we get ourselves as men fixed to be able to love them the way they need to be loved?
How do y'all think about safety outside of just I'm the protector? You know what I'm saying? How do we build that?
Patriarchy is not good. The system of domination for women is not good. But a lot of us buy into that.
So I got a question I want to ask. These are all things that don't allow women to come and open up to us because we are ready to play football every goddamn time.
That's how I'm gonna make my wife feel safe. She wants to know that in any conversation, I ain't gonna just be like, all right, I gotta go outside and smoke real quick. Like, she wants to feel safe.
You can't be a natural protector. You are the one that's causing harm.
They say the right stuff like all the time and they don't even listen to what they're saying. He just said you can't be a natural protector, which is what they think that they are. They think they're protectors because that's what they've been told by the world and by the patriarchy, but they're not protecting anybody. They're harming the planet. They're harming the kids. They are harming the women. They are the ones causing the most harm. So you can't be the protectors if women are the ones that are protecting the kids from you. If women are the ones who are protecting other women. I'm not saying there are no women out here that aren't harming kids, because I know there are a lot of women harming kids, but the majority of women are not harming kids. And I know a lot of men will listen to this and say the majority of men aren't harming kids. Yeah, the majority of men are harming kids. They are harming kids in some sort of way. It doesn't have to necessarily be SA or just physical abuse. You are harming them in some kind of way. Mentally, the words that you're saying to them, telling them that what they're doing is gay, telling them they can't cry. It's so many different ways that men are harming women and children that they don't know of.
A lot of men don't got shit to contribute. If you can't even commit marriage to a motherfucking woman, what makes you think that she wants to commit to having a baby?
The reward for being disciplined is the outcome of what makes men so great and what makes men be able to understand.
I think we on to something here.
It's not your job to heal black men. If you're a black woman, I need you to understand that. It is not your job to heal black men. That's their job. A lot of black women will say, oh my God, they have it so hard. You have it harder. You have it harder. Now what? You don't need to be gentle with black men. If you're gentle with them, you're treating them like boys and not men. If you are going to be gentle with them, you are going to be babying them. You can do that if you want. Go ahead and help them heal. Do everything that you can for them. What did Kanye say? That's what he'll do. Everything that you want to do for him, you have to do for yourself. And when you do that for yourself, you will attract more self-actualized men. No man wants to be saved by a woman. He won't just resent you, he will hate you. In the same way that he hates and loves his mother at the same time. You don't want to be that girl. You want to give him the space to self-actualize himself so that he can feel proud of himself, to attain and achieve the things that he must do to fulfill his purpose as a man. Trust. I'm sharing this with you because I don't think a lot of people are going to tell you that he will hate you. That's why those nice girls that do everything for them, and then they get dumped, and then the next girl, the guy marries them within 6 months. That's it. When you think this way, then this is very important. It may be because you want to be saved. And you're projecting onto these men what you want for yourself. But the gag is, girl, that no one is going to save you. A man can't save you. A man can't save you. You have to save yourself. So I will tell you something. When you go to lifeguard school, for the girls who can swim, no shade, they will tell you that if you can do it, don't jump in the water. And they will tell you that because when you try to save someone, the person that you are trying to save will drown you to save themselves. So they teach a lot of lifeguards to throw that little buoy out first. Because if not, girl, you drowning. Don't save these men. Please don't. Save yourself. Why do I say this? Because the energy and the love that you put into yourself will inspire him to be better. And he will raise himself, if he is ready, to love you in the same way that...
And Anwar is 100% correct. Black women have done so much for black men and black boys throughout history that black women have handicapped black men and boys. A lot of them don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to communicate. they don't know how to fill out job applications, do their school homework. It's so many things that they don't know how to do as a collective that they should. Black women have been there for them, even in captivity. Like, and he's right. You suffer more. I know it's a lot of Black women who act like they haven't suffered more. They don't know the history, or I don't know what it is. And it's a lot of Black men who don't think Black women have suffered more either. But Black women were there from the beginning. When they were cutting little Black babies out of Black women's bodies, when they were hanging from trees and throwing those babies on the ground and stomping them to the ground, throwing them into rocks, feeding them to alligators, Black women were there. When they were raping the Black women in slavery, even Black men were doing it because they made them do it. And even if they didn't make them do it, some were doing it anyway. Black women were human incubators. We still are. We just saw a story last year of a Black woman being used as an incubator while she was no longer on this earth. Black women have had to, if y'all breastfeed, y'all know how painful breastfeeding is. I did it for a little bit. It didn't last long because I was like, oh, hell no. Your nipples get dry and cracked and start bleeding. Black women had to not only breastfeed their babies in slavery, they had to breastfeed white people's babies. And not only did they have to breastfeed white people's babies, they had to breastfeed Black men. And not just the Black men they were related to. They didn't have to, but Black women did. Black women breastfed grown Black men to keep them alive, to give them nutrients in their bodies when they didn't have enough from working in the field so they could live. Can you imagine a grown Black man sucking on your breast along with a white baby, along with your baby, and you're trying to make sure none of them dies? Because if that white baby doesn't get enough, guess what's going to happen to that Black woman? If that Black baby doesn't get enough, guess what's going to happen to that Black baby? It's going to die. If that Black man doesn't get enough, he'll die or just go hungry also. And the Black woman had to nourish all of them. All of them. Black women today are dying in the hospitals having these babies more than any race of woman in America. Black women today are losing 350K jobs and upward because of what these men are doing to us in this country. Black women today are getting told that their pain isn't that serious when they go to the doctor, being ignored. Diseases aren't being caught when they should be because they're being ignored purposely. Black women are in pain having babies on the side of the road because they're getting kicked out of hospitals, or having babies as soon as they get pushed into the emergency room because racist nurses are ignoring them. So I want Black women in 2026 to not be sad, not be mad at Black men when you hear them online saying Black women don't do nothing for them. They're not attracted to Black women. They're not going to protect a Black woman. They want the system to fall so they can attack Black women first. Black women don't deserve protection. Yeah, the same Black women that birthed them are the ones that they are angry with because you are birthing them into a world where they have no power. They can't protect you. They couldn't protect you then. They can't protect you now. All of the things that are happening to Black women, they're not able to protect you now. But they're online saying that they're going to join up with the people who are hurting you and hurt you more. Even though we have a femicide where they are taking you out every 4.5 to 5 hours. Black men personally are taking you out. So what I want Black women to do is to be indifferent. When you hear stuff like what Clifton Powell said, he didn't know how to be monogamous. He didn't know how to love. I want you to be indifferent. Leave that all to the pick-me's. Leave that to the mammies. Protect your peace. Protect your spirit. I know a lot of y'all said y'all are resting. That's part of the rest. It's always going to be women that I love my black men. I love the black kings. They're always going to be around, and that's fine. They have their own cross to bear. They have their own lessons to learn. Obviously, they haven't learned enough yet. So don't battle with those women. Be indifferent with them also. I'm married. A lot of y'all know I'm married, and I'm so indifferent, y'all. Like, Valentine's Day just passed. I think today is like the 17th of February. My husband got mad at me about something. I did it. Like, I did something to make him mad. So he got mad and he stopped talking to me. And I felt like getting out the house that day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day or any other holiday, anniversaries, birthdays, anything. But I wanted to get out the house. So I put on my clothes and transformed to baddie mode, thigh-high boots baddie mode. And I took myself out. I went to the mall. I bought me some Girl Scout cookies. I went to the wine store, like a super wine store, and they had a sale. So I bought me like 7 bottles of wine. Y'all, I went and got me some sushi, some really good sushi. And I put it in my purse. And then I went to the movies to see Halle Berry's new movie with the guy that plays Thor. Like, I think it's called, it's Crime 101. Y'all, it's really good. I took myself on the hottest date, and I was cute. I got compliments. I heard the white girls talking about how hot I was, and I was cute, and I had fun. The movie was really good. But what I'm saying, y'all, is stop giving people your energy. If people want to get mad at you, just let them get mad. If they want to talk about you, like, if it's not hurting you, like, in any major way, just be indifferent. Indifferent is way worse than, like, being mad or hating somebody. Indifference is you couldn't care one way or another if they talk to you ever again, if you saw them in your life. You have decentered people who don't align with you. You just decentered them. You just don't care anymore, because you're never going to get everybody to be on the same page as you. So that's my advice for y'all.
Why Clifton Powell was at that roundtable throwing a pure bitch fit for being called out for pushing 70 and just now learning what love is because in general, men are taught that loving themselves and giving love to others is optional. They are taught that in order to get where they want and what they want in life, they ain't got to do all of that.
I really don't think that they can love. I haven't seen too many examples of it throughout history. Like, I think that they can like you, and that's conditional only if they're getting something that they want from you. But love, I don't think they can do it, ladies.
And if y'all want me to further expound on that, I'll do a podcast episode on it. But this is Patriarchy 101, Toots. When you spend your time teaching boys and men that anything feminine is gay and bad, that their emotions don't matter, and to be selfish, that is how you get grown-ass men pushing 70, erectile dysfunction at an all-time high, health on a strict decline, finally learning what it means, one of the most basic things to learn in life, which is how to love others. That's how you get that. Because society shows time and time again, there are plenty of grown-ass men out there who have no idea how to love themselves or others, but they got that wife, they got the kids, they got the job and the money. They have all the things that make a man a man. Now they're dead inside, haven't felt an emotion and haven't cried in years, but they're men. They have the things that make them men now. Men do not have to know how to love themselves or others to get where they want to be in life. It is optional. So Clifton thought he was doing some spectacular shit, because he took on a challenge that most men opt out of and go their entire lives opting out of. So when he said got pushback, he got pissed because, whoa, you coming at me for a thing that I chose to take on to do that most men ain't doing. Where's my props? And before women think that we have it better, we don't, because women are taught in this society that to love is sacrificing all of who we are for others.
I think that if we are Christians or were brought up in the church, that we were all taught that there's no greater love than to lay your life down for somebody else. And nobody that I know of does that more than women.
Women put their entire lives on hold for kids. They put their lives on hold for their husbands, for their parents, if they have to take care of them when they get old. Women lay down their life and sacrifice for everybody else all the time. And that's why I say I feel like women are loved, because women don't even think about it. Even though we were conditioned to do it, and it's hard on a lot of women. I think it's hard on a lot of women because we're not in a matriarchy and we don't have the support of other women. We are in a nuclear family setup, so it's too much on just one woman. But even so, women have still been sacrificing and doing it just naturally.
No one's learning how to love healthily out here. We all have unlearning to do. But yeah, men are socialized to be selfish, to look at anything feminine as wrong, and to not care about their emotions, so I care about yours. And that's how we get grown-ass men knocking on death's door, just now learning what it means to love. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So in conclusion, ladies, I want y'all to be indifferent to men like Clifton Powell, women who agree with him and think that they should be coddling men and caring about how they feel. I want you to be indifferent. I want you to focus on yourself. I want you to try to build community with like-minded women. And I know it's not going to be easy. Like, I still don't have one woman in my life that is like-minded, that thinks like me, that talks like me. And so I created this channel. So I created my own little community. I want it to grow. So if y'all can, please hit that like button and share this video, because our channels can't grow unless you do those things. Yeah, maybe you might want to start your own channel this year. If not, just share our videos. If you agree and you want more women to think like us over here, share these videos. Any video you come across of a woman who talks like me, who is feminist, who loves women, and who is just done with everybody, just, support those women. And that's all I have to say for now. But yeah, when you become indifferent, y'all, you're going to be able to lose weight. It's just so many things that is just going to be released off of your shoulders when you just don't care anymore. And that's how you know you have really decentered. You are really decentering men and everybody else and centering yourself. So I will talk to you ladies next time. Bye.